Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your January 2024 readings, and Happy New Year to everyone. Because these readings are later than normal, I am going to be pulling the energies not only from January, but also on into February as well, just to kind of give you that kind of more 30-day spectrum to work with. So we're going to go ahead and get started here with this first card from my intuitive deck here. Okay, the very first words that I heard was falling into place. Things may be falling into place. Now, it doesn't mean things are coming to completion. It doesn't mean things are going to be done or finished. But I am kind of sensing things are coming together for you. It doesn't necessarily feel like there's a ton of work involved. It's probably just a lot of carryover from previous momentum that you've already established. And that eventually there will be room to leverage, room to grow and whatnot. But I think right now Aquarius is just focused on getting things done, tidied up, getting all the little loose ends figured out. Maybe you are thinking a little bit about the future right now, thinking about what goals are the most important for you to be focusing on right now. But I don't see tons of issue. I see a really nice flow over the next several weeks. I do see a lot of organization. I feel like Aquarius is going to be very organized about things. Please keep in mind that Pluto is crossing over yet again into your sign at the end of January on the 27th. So that Pluto transition is coming over that first house of yours. And it really is like a new frontier. It is a new opportunity for us to explore and expand into new aspects of life. And so we are at that transition between closing old stuff out, really cleaning out the old that no longer serves, but also being really open to the things that are coming next. And, it's not like you want to jump the gun and hurry up and go do the new things without completing the old, especially when the new things may be dependent on the old, right? It's like building a house. Well, you have to make sure that foundation is built first before you can build the actual house part of it, okay? The answers you need are coming. Yeah, I don't know that Aquarius is in this huge rush. Like I say, it just feels like a nice flow. It doesn't feel overly complicated. It doesn't feel, like there are lots of obstacles in your way. But you may also not feel like you have all the answers quite yet. You might be, staring at some open ends, open doors, not quite sure. There's some mystery with things. But slowly but surely, these answers will filter in. Chances are the answers may come even before you figure out what the questions even are, that or maybe you were asking the wrong questions. I do think you're in this beautiful spot to receive guidance. But again, it might be guidance with things that you don't even know or didn't realize that you needed guidance for. So there does seem to be something, I want to say mysterious. I don't want it to sound too lofty, but it does feel somewhat mysterious, a little bit whimsical, and even a little bit miraculous to some degree. So let's get started here with the 9-card block. And 7 of Swords. Kind of feel like this 7 of Swords is connected with this answers you need are coming card. Don't kill it with questions right now. Don't kill it with your desire to have control over things or to know for sure. I much prefer Aquarius being in the flow state. And I know as a fixed sign, typically fixed energies do prefer to have a little bit more control over things. But I think right now, trying to have control over stuff with the sun coming through your 12th house, with Mars especially coming in through that 12th house. We're going to have Mercury coming in. We'll have Venus coming into that 12th house. It's just that 12th house energy is not very conducive to having a lot of control. Being in the flow is going to be a better strategy rather than trying to lock yourself in so steadfast to something. Because I look at this Page of Swords and it kind of feels like you don't have all the information yet. Well, the answers you need are coming, but you don't have the information yet. So big decisions, big choices that are on a whim. Now, keep in mind, I'm not talking about things that you already have in the works, right? Because there are probably a lot of things that are still carrying over from last year, and you can certainly continue on in that trajectory, no problem. But if you have some new sudden urge, this whole new moment of feeling like you want to pounce on something, I want to caution you, because I don't know that you have enough information to make that big of a choice or take that big of a risk quite yet. And the Page of Swords reverse sometimes can be like a little bit of a know-it-all, like where you think it's like those people who say, oh my gosh, I'm so ready, I'm ready for something, like marriage, like, oh my gosh, I'm so ready for marriage, I'm ready to have children. And then they actually get into that and they're like, wow, I was not ready at all. Like, I had no idea how not ready I actually was. That's kind of what this card is giving. That's the energy this card is giving. Okay, you may think you're ready. You may think that it's all gung-ho, but it's like just wait a little bit longer. You can continue to charge forward here with this Chariot card, because I do see a lot of success coming from the things that are already pretty well established in your life. Like if you have certain career stuff going on or money goals, this is really you just plunking along and keeping everything consistent and persevering and continuing to head in that direction. Now, this may require a little bit of discipline, especially if you are feeling tendencies to want to rush off and go do something brand new, or you're feeling that urge to pick up and go. Because again, that 12th house energy can certainly have an exit quality where you want to exit, you want to leave. But I strongly caution against that. It's a temporary blip on the radar, and I don't want you to exit or leave something prematurely just because you're kind of feeling like you want to make a random decision today, you know? So discipline is going to be very important, and I think that's going to be a form of self-respect, right? Continuing on, carrying out with the plan, staying organized, staying on top of things, not letting things fall through the cracks. I am kind of seeing like minuscule structure on the day-to-day level. For some reason, this kind of looks like a calendar to me. It's like being very calendared. That may or may not be your personality. I get it. Not everyone is like that. But I think there's a lot of benefit in that for you. Paying attention, okay, what needs to happen today? How does that relate to what needs to happen tomorrow? And keeping it in these small bite-sized doses instead of trying to do everything all at once. You'll be much more successful there, okay? So what else for Aquarius? Aquarius, January 2024. Two of Wands. Seven of Cups. Yeah, there's clearly something that you don't know that you don't know. And that's probably what's coming. You'll know eventually, but over the next several weeks, probably not. I do see strong vision, though. Really strong vision. Chariot, King of Wands, Two of Wands. This is not, it seems clear to me that you're clear on your vision, which is why discipline and remaining focused is going to be so important, because the more wavering you are, the less likely you are to achieve. And I think this feels like something Aquarius cares about It's not something you're going to drop lightly. Clearly, you have some type of a focus, you have some type of an ambition that means something to you, or that you're hoping is going to carry you somewhere. And hopefully you did spend time through the holiday and on in through the new year. And if not, you can certainly do this in January and just really think about what you envision your life to look like, and envisioning the process that you can perceive that's most likely to get you there. Strong visualization with the Two of Wands and strong creative energy with the King of Wands. I am feeling a more masculine or more penetrative energy coming from Aquarius. I don't necessarily see this as being such a receptive time. I think if you sit and try to receive right now, you can meditate and you can do that kind of stuff and all that's great. But if you kind of sit and wait for things, I think it might make things more confusing. And making things more confusing is not going to be helpful for anyone, because you're going to start saying, well, what about this and what about that? And there's all these little options, and well, maybe I don't do this and maybe I focus there. And then everything gets convoluted. And I think staying on a straight line is going to be a better strategy right now. Mars is in Mars is in your 12th house, but it's in Capricorn. It's a cardinal sign. Capricorn, there is an element of structure there as well. And Mars likes to travel in a straight line in a structured way. Okay, so it's not a time to get messy. It's not a time to get sloppy. And having all these, getting distracted by all the shiny objects, it's going to just delay the success that you're really hoping for. Again, especially if you already have things in the works, right? You're already building a business. You already have a financial strategy. You already have a romantic strategy. You already have whatever these, your health strategy, your social strategy, whatever the case is. You probably already have something going. So why derail yourself? Although I am feeling that the tendency to want to derail yourself or to want to take a detour is present. And be careful of that, because it does feel a little bit escapist. I'm not accusing you of running away from your problems or anything, but you may kind of feel like you'd really rather not deal with it. It's a little too hard. It's too overwhelming. You may confront an aspect of that over the next several weeks and say, oh my gosh, my goals are too lofty. Maybe I really can't do it. You probably will encounter some doubt with this Seven of Cups and even the Seven of Swords as well. A tendency to kind of pump the brakes when what you really should be doing is just keeping your foot consistent on the gas pedal. You don't have to pump the gas, you don't have to accelerate, but I wouldn't slow down either. I'd keep it at a really nice, manageable, flow state. Flow state. Because if you can do that, I'm seeing you with this King and even the Chariot too. I am seeing you reaching those mileposts. Maybe not the full-on goal, the whole goal, but little chunks of it. And the more and more chunks you check off the to-do list, the closer you do get. And I think the closer you get, the more possible it seems. And I think putting yourself in a state of possibility is really what Pluto in Aquarius is all about this year. Okay? Putting yourself in a state of possibility, a state of belief. The motto for Aquarius is I know. And so this does feel like a chance for you to feel sure about yourself, to feel sure about your capabilities, and to feel sure about what can and cannot be done. So we have a Wheel of Fortune. We have, move my microphone out of the way a little bit. Wheel of Fortune, Three of Coins, and Nine of Cups. I'm a little concerned about collaboration. Not to say that anyone's going to screw you over or anything, but there might be some kind of a breakdown of communication. You may find it a little bit more challenging to collaborate with people. Maybe there are some difficult clients or customers or co-workers or bosses or, people that you have to work with in a professional context that might be kind of frustrating for you because it's not necessarily a full green light here with the Three of Coins reversed. And if, let's say, for example, you have personal goals and they do seem to be clashing with your professional life right now. Maybe you're working extra hard. Maybe there are more demands for you at the job. And if they are detracting from your personal goals, it may feel a little burdensome, feeling a little overwhelming. And then on top of that, if you have to deal with a difficult personality, that can make it a little bit harder as well. Although I don't see this being especially bad, it just is probably something you'll have to contend with and deal with and find your way through. I look at the Wheel of Fortune, and whether it's upright or reversed, it doesn't really matter to me. It feels like that Wheel of Fortune is turning, it's spinning, it's showing up for you, indicating that things are going to consistently improve. I know that having Pluto, I don't personally know firsthand, but from the many people that I've spoken to through private readings and otherwise, this Pluto transition into Aquarius, coming over that first house cusp is a big deal. It is not easy in any stretch of the imagination, and it does sometimes feel like you're kind of going through the eye of the needle a little bit. But and again, Pluto will still go back into Capricorn again later on in 2024, but I do think there's much more Aquarian energy with Pluto than Capricorn, much more than there was in 2023. So this Wheel of Fortune is spinning over. It may not be as quickly as you would like, but I do look at this Nine of Cups and I say, your wishes are coming true. This is a card of wishes coming true. And when it's reversed, it often indicates an element of humility. It's great to have our wishes come true, but if we are prideful and arrogant and egoic, then, maybe it's a kind of not as an exciting experience, or maybe it's a little bit soured by the way we are. And I think having humility and having wishes coming true just makes us that much more grateful, that much more appreciative, that much more connected with the divine powers. And it just kind of makes the experience much better for everyone. So there's no doubt that your wishes and your dreams and the things that you're visualizing and the things you're trying to, create in your life, there's no doubt that they are possible and that you are headed in the right direction. That's why I don't want to see you detour right now. I don't think this is a good time. There may be time for a detour in March during Pisces season, even Aries season. That may come along down the road, but for right now, I would say stay the course as best you can. And like this first card said, the answers you need are coming. The answers to questions that maybe you don't even know you're supposed to be asking. So the more and more persistent you are, the more dedicated you are, the more structured you are, the more you show up, and the more you offer yourself that self-respect, likelihood that the universe, spirit, is going to put the right people, the right opportunities, the right phone calls, the right emails. It's going to send all that stuff to you, and that's going to open the door for these wishes coming true. So I really, like I say, it feels like an easy month. It doesn't have to be so convoluted and so complicated, although I do see some Aquarians making it complicated when they hit this Seven of Cups, because that's the fear kicking in, that's the wanting to have control, wanting to speed up the timeline, wanting that instant gratification. I really don't think that's what this is about. It's not about instant gratification. It's not really about patience either, but it's more about the flow. in being in that flow. And this may not necessarily be the month, and I said this for Capricorn too. I don't know that this is really the time for us to be feeling this intense connection with what we're doing. Capricorn is much more duty oriented, and Aquarius does rule detachment and things like that. So while it's lovely to feel this overwhelming sense of fulfillment with the things that we're doing, and that's great, sometimes we don't always have that. And sometimes it's important to just stay the course, because that's where we actually can get back to that sense of fulfillment. Sometimes things go dry and our connection to thing withers out. Doesn't necessarily mean you're burning out, doesn't mean anything negative. It just means you have to be a little bit more stoic, a little bit more disciplined, and still show up on a daily basis regardless of whether your heart is overflowing with joy or not. Okay, so I don't know that this is an overwhelming joy type of month. I mean, you may have moments, but it is more about just being in that groove. Okay? All right. So we're going to pull out a bunch of clarifiers. And for those of you who are new, we pull these cards out and we cover them in the comprehensive reading. And the link for that will be found in the description box down below. We usually talk 25 to 30 minutes about all these cards. And because I am late in the publishing of these videos, I'm just going to be only doing a couple signs each day. So there's a little bit of a publishing schedule that I'm trying to hold myself to. So Aquarius is one of the first ones to be published. So just kind of make sure that you're aware of that as well. Okay, so let's take a look here. Page of Swords reversed. Another Wheel of Fortune. Excellent. Queen of Wands. And Knight of Wands. Eight of Wands reversed. I like the reversal on that. Another Chariot. Beautiful. And Five of Swords. There does seem to be a bit of an inner adversary. Page of Wands. High Priestess. Strength. Six of Cups reversed. Seeing a lot of, maybe a little bit of existential stuff going on. Queen of Coins reversed. Devil reversed. Two Capricorn cards right on top of each other. And the Tower. I feel like that's a warning. The World, Three of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. Three of Wands, the Sun, Four of Coins, Ten of Coins, King of Coins, Ace of Swords, another Seven of Cups, and a Three of Coins. All right, so this is where we're going to pick up Aquarius. So if you want to join, you are absolutely more than welcome. Again, all that link and information, the link and all the information will be found down below in the description in the comment box. So thank you so much. You guys know I love and adore you. Have a great month, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.